All right, time for that pregnancy update video. Oh my goodness. So I cannot believe it, but I am 27 weeks tomorrow. Like, where does the time go, y'all? Oh my goodness. So y'all just saw my belly shot. I feel like I'm huge, okay? Like, all of my babies I have actually carried relatively small, like TMI, my uterus is tilted inward. So I carry my babies more inward, and I always have. Well, I think baby number 11 is pushing out a little bit more. Oh goodness. Anyways, real life. Okay. I remember feeling this way with Kinley. Like, I think I did get bigger with Kinley than I did with my other babies. And so far, I think that's going to be true with this baby too. I was just complaining to Nathan about that. I was like, I feel like I'm so big. And he's like, you say that with every baby. And I'm like, no, I don't, but whatever. Anyways, I really do feel like I'm so much bigger this time around. But I guess that's what happens after 10 babies. I mean, it just is what it is, right? So my appointment went really good. Like I said in a previous vlog, I wasn't sure if they were gonna see me with the kids. I had 4 kids with me, and there's signs on the door, you know, like, please leave children at home, only 1 person's allowed, due to COVID and stuff like that. Now, restrictions have majorly gone down here. We live in Florida. So, but again, I still wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I literally had no choice but to take the kids with me. But they were so sweet and accommodating. I said something whenever I first was checking in. I was like, listen, I didn't have a sitter, so I have some of my kids with me. You know, is that okay? I'm sorry. And they were like, oh yeah, it's fine. So, and then I even said something to the doctor, and he was like, oh, bring the kids anytime. Like, it's perfectly fine. But I didn't end up bringing any kids with me with my pregnancy with Kinley. That was in the height of COVID. And so bringing the kids with me this time, it honestly was kind of like a flashback. Like, in all of my pregnancies, you know, until, I mean, sometimes I would have a sitter and sometimes I wouldn't. But I always just took all the kids with me unless it was an appointment, you know, that I couldn't have children with me. But just squeezing us all in this room like sardines. Anyways, it just kind of cracked me up. So the doctor came in. Everything is going great. The baby sounds good. He did not measure my stomach, and I meant to ask him because I just feel like I'm so much bigger. But I mean, really, at this point, I don't know what that would indicate. I had an ultrasound at my last appointment. The baby was growing fine. In fact, he was a little bit smaller than the average, like just below 50th percentile. So it's just baby number 11. So it's funny now at like my OB appointments, most doctors or the midwife comes in and they're like, there's not really a whole lot that we could tell you. Do you have any questions for us? So kind of, you know, like, this is a routine thing for me. So anyways, and that's kind of how this appointment was, except for I have not done the glucose test yet. I was supposed to have that done before this appointment, but I didn't get it done. For whatever reason, they are outsourcing it, and I have to go to a lab to do the glucose test now, which is very annoying to me. I don't know if it's for insurance purposes and that's how they're wanting to pay for it, or it's doctor's office. I did not ask any questions. I mean, they asked me, did you go do it? And I was like, no, I just haven't had time. They're like, well, you know, you really need to get it done before your next appointment. So I do have that scheduled. I did make it the appointment. I think it's this week. Is it next week? What is today's date? I think it's this Thursday. I need to look that up so I don't forget to go. But I do have it scheduled. I just need to do it. It's just annoying to me to have a separate appointment for something like this. But I'm trying to be a nice patient, and I will get the glucose test done. I'm really not that worried about it. I passed it with all of my babies except for our last, Kinley. I failed the 1-hour test, but I passed the 3-hour test. So I'm pretty hopeful that's just kind of how it'll be again, right? Like, in my previous 2 vlogs, I have mentioned of just how crummy I have felt and just how exhausted. I honestly almost didn't even share one of the vlogs because I just felt like I was being so negative. And I didn't want to come off that way because I am very thankful to be having this baby. Everybody, y'all were so supportive and just so sweet and was like, you know, take care of you. Like, obviously it's normal to feel this way, but it's just tiring. Like, as a busy mom, like, there's a lot on my plate. There's a lot that I have to do. And so whenever I feel like that, I feel an extra burden because I'm not able to do the things that I want to do, or it just takes me a little bit longer. It's almost like I've had first trimester exhaustion in my second trimester. I don't know. I do think Oh my goodness, excuse me. I had to get some water. So I swallowed wrong. And anyway, so, but the last like 2 weeks, I think part of it has been honestly like growing pains. Like the baby is growing. So therefore, obviously my body is growing. That's why I feel a little extra big. Anyways, I'll stop talking about that. But I do think that's part of it. I have shared that I've had the intense ligament pains, which that is just normal. I have had it in most of my pregnancies since like after the second kid. Just after you have a couple of babies, like your body, I mean, that's just all those ligaments are stretched out. And so therefore it can be kind of painful. So I've had those and the sciatic pain. So I started going to the chiropractor. I've been to 2 visits so far. I go again tomorrow. And it has honestly helped a lot already. I don't know why, again, I pushed it off for so long. I do know why, because I haven't had the time. Anyways, but I'm making the time and I'm doing it. And that has helped. And he also showed me some stretches, and he actually was like, you should really do like massage therapy. And I was like, okay. So I said something whenever I was checking out, and the lady was like, well, part of like your chiropractic care is you can do the massage chair for 10 minutes or the roller bed. Y'all, I went to the chiropractor throughout my pregnancy with Kinley. They never once offered that. Anyways, so I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, here's a little funny thing about me. I don't like massages. I don't like them at all. At all. Even from Nathan. Like, I don't know. Like, it just does nothing for me. But my body, honestly, has so many knots and is tense. I know that I could benefit from it. And so I told the lady, I was like, I'll do a massage chair. I don't want anybody else touching me. And she just laughed. So the massage chair was actually enough. I feel like that's enough. I'll do that each time after getting adjusted. So that seems to help for not quite a week. Like, I'm noticing about 2 days before my appointment, I'm hurting again. Like yesterday and today, I can feel it in my sciatic. But again, he showed me some stretches, and that is helping. So obviously, the more I'm going to the chiropractor, I will notice more of an improvement. And it really did help me with my pregnancy with Kinley. I'm also wearing the belly belt, which helps a lot as well. And I mentioned in another video, I don't remember what video it was now, but I am trying to change the way that I'm sitting. I was noticing the pain happens a lot whenever I'm sitting for a longer period of time on the couch. Our couch is like a big comfy couch. I'm over here like, but you kind of sink, and I was noticing like I'm not like sitting up straight in it, and it's hard for me to sit up straight in it. So I have changed to sitting in a chair in our living room, and that has helped as well. So making these little changes, I am noticing that my body is not hurting as bad. As far as baby names go, y'all, we're not even there yet. Boys are so much harder to name. Nathan and I just haven't, I don't know, we have kind of a short list. Just nothing feels 100% right. So that's just where we're at. It'll be a mystery. So funny story with Drew. We had another name that we were leaning towards, and we had 2 middle names that we were flip-flopping through, and we actually left the hospital without a middle name for Drew and got an extension on the birth certificate. So boys are just so much harder to name. I want like a strong name. So yeah, anyways, I just like strong boy names. And Nathan and I really don't agree. I really do like a name, and he doesn't. So we're still discussing it. So like I said, I'm 27 weeks, almost 28 weeks, and that's like a indicator to me to start getting ready for the baby. I remember with several of my babies, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm 28 weeks. I gotta start getting ready. So I've been telling Nathan, I'm like, there's just a few things that we have to do. Basically, really to get ready is room arrangement. So we will be moving Drew into the boys' room, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I want Nathan to hang up some shelves so that we can have more storage for adding Drew to the boys' room for their toys and different things that they have. And where Drew's clothes are still in my dresser in my room, so his clothes will move into the boys' room so the baby's clothes can move into my dresser. And so we just have to majorly clean and purge the boys' room and hang up some shelves. So, and Kinley will move out of our room. So that's what we are starting to work on ever so slowly. As far as like things needed for the baby, I really don't need a whole lot. I don't know exactly what I need for clothing. Drew is only 2 and he's our last boy. So, and I remember I had to buy a good bit of stuff for him because there is a 5-year gap from him to our next boy, which is Logan. So I told Nathan I want him to get the clothing bins down from the attic early, so just so I can go through them and see exactly what I have left over from Drew, and then I will know what to kind of keep an eye out to buy whenever I'm out shopping and so on. And my mom's asked me a couple times, do you need anything? I'm like, I really just don't know. Like, the only thing that I could think of that I need that I don't have is possibly a baby swing. And that isn't really even like a necessity. I haven't really used one with the last couple babies. So I just don't know. I kind of feel like I will just wait. And if I feel like it would be helpful once the baby's here, then I'll just buy one then. But have a bed for the baby, have a baby bathtub, we have the car seat, we have the stroller. There are some new things that I buy for each and every baby. I always get the baby's new blankets, and I already bought those. And I always get new pacifiers and new bottles. And those, you know, I can just pick up at Walmart the next time I go. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But so I'm getting really excited. Can't wait to see what he looks like. So Jackson and Logan, so if y'all are new here, this will be our 4th boy. So Jackson and Logan had a darker, Logan's hair was actually kind of red, and they had a good bit of hair, and Drew didn't have quite as much. But Jackson and Logan both were towhead, like after they were a baby, like toddler. They had went completely blonde. And now Logan is like dirty blonde and Jackson's like a brownish, his hair color is really kind of different anyways. But Drew stayed a brunette this whole time, although his hair is lightening up. I say all that to say, I'm kind of curious of what this baby's hair is gonna do. So, but those are the things that I'm looking forward to. I really, really want to name him. Like, it's kind of driving me nuts. I'm like, we gotta nail down a name. So we are working on that as well. So we will see what we come up with. We are getting so excited about meeting our sweet baby boy. I'm still kind of like in shock that it's a boy. We had a girl name. Like, we're good at naming girls. So at least I feel like we are. Anyway, so that's it for today's pregnancy update video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I am realizing now it probably sounds like a herd of like dying cats. All the kids are in the living room. Nathan is in there. He's playing with them, and I don't even know what else is going on. But just so that y'all know, Nathan is with them. It sounds kind of crazy in the background, I'm sure, but that's just our life. So that's it for now, and we'll see you in the next video.